Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever First After Dark podcast.
Hello.
I swear to God.
It's so bad.
I'm sorry, I heard Ferbs.
Furry?
What should I say? I don't know.
I don't know. I think
today,
it works.
We have a
lead podcast.
I,
don't
the
know what
FRC
to say.
Meme Man, have decided to start an FRC podcast to talk about a variety of things.
Damn right.
Tis I,
Language.
AJ.
For the first
Hi,
ever
Father
podcast.
Patsky.
For the first ever podcast, we are gathered here today by Julia.
Hi.
Who?
We are gathered.
Mom.
AJ is here.
Hey, it's me.
Say
Hi.
Evan is here.
Buongiorno.
We have
Akira.
Bear Sky. Okay. And we also have Zach.
What up? What up?
And obviously your host, Meme Man, is here
Yo.
as well.
Show.
You know me, man's real name, and I
Yo,
shall
mama.
read it right now.
So we have a variety of things to talk about for the first ever podcast. So when I had asked people what they wanted to hear, robot fails and robot stories was one of them. As a very high asking rate.
Let's talk
I
about
guess,
ideas for
for
a new
it.
2020 game, me man.
So what we're going to talk
getting
about
quiet,
is
AJ.
our stories with our robots and stories with fails. So if anyone would like to start off and
Personally, I think the new game, it's
Oh my
definitely
God.
AJ.
AJ. I feel like Evan should start off because he's been driving the longest out of all of us.
Actually,
so.
can y'all say your teams and what teams you guys are on?
Oh yeah, I'll start.
Starting with you,
So-
Meme Man.
Oh.
Starting with me, man.
I'll
I'm
say it for you,
intrigued.
My
don't worry.
team is
No way!
Whoa.
Wait, really?
His name is.
No way!
His name is
Alright, Julia, please start off and say your name or your team.
So, can we say like what we do for the team too? Would that be nice?
Yeah, go for it.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. So, hi. My name is Julia. I'm on team 1189, the Gearhead.
Stop clapping,
Yay.
goddamn.
From Grosse Pointe, Michigan. It's pretty cool. And I am the business and safety captain for my
Safety
team.
captain.
But I also
This
do
sucks.
build, chairmans, media, a lot of this stuff.
Weird flex.
I love my job.
Okay.
I love them all.
Okay, I think we should now go to Evan.
I think we have
Okay,
some-
I'm Evan.
Yeah.
I'm the team captain and driver for Team 1189, the Gearheads. Yeah,
Yay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
that's
my
pretty
team
cool.
captain.
Why
Living
are
my
we
best
cheering?
life.
They're just
Man,
introductions.
Yeah.
AJ, please talk about your team and what
AJ,
you do.
shut your whore mouth.
My name's AJ.
Okay.
I'm also on
Whoa,
Team 54.
whoa.
gracious professionalism.
Shh.
It's
One
after
speaker,
dark.
please. One speaker, please. AJ.
Oh, it was my turn? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my name's AJ. I'm also on Team 5401. I was our operator at Duel. Yeah. Pretty bad. New
Which
new
one?
operator.
Uh,
The bad
Wait a
AJ,
second.
Which one were you?
AJ,
I would
aren't
like
you
to know.
aren't you on Team 1490?
Oh, he's on
Evan, shut up.
5401.
Goddamn.
AJ, be for real.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Team 1495. Our lead programmer. Pretty much it.
All right.
What's
I'll
that,
go.
Zach?
I'll go.
Dude,
I'll go.
scouting,
Zach,
scouting is
go.
not a real
Be
division.
special and
Okay.
be last, please.
I'm Zach
Thank you,
from
sir.
Team
Muted, by the way.
271, Mechanical Marauders from Bayshore, Long Island. Archimedes semifinalist, winner of Duel in the Delaware, winner of the Finger Lakes Regional. I am Scout Captain. I am Lathe Lead. And I do a hint of business and assembly.
Were we supposed to say the things that we won?
I did, because I want to flex.
Oh.
You don't have to.
Wait,
We're
Look,
gonna
we
flex
literally
here
haven't
for
won
a minute.
anything in like 9
Lathe?
Archimedes.
Lathe?
Lathe Lead, yeah.
Zach.
If we're flexing here. We won.
No.
No, you're done. You're
We
done.
won.
You're done. Okay, we
Julia,
literally haven't won
okay, we
anything
don't
in
need
9
flag.
years. Give us a break.
I don't
The
need to.
last but
I
not
don't
least, Bear Sky. Please go.
Oh yes, I am actually on 5401, the Fighting Robotic Owls. As of now, I am the human player and also on branding. But we did
Like
win
people?
the Tesla division at Detroit World, and we are better than Zach.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Got a bit too much dip on your
Yeah,
chip.
Zach's pretty good.
Wow.
Zach's team is pretty good.
All right. So
Let's
now
just jump right
everyone.
into it.
Yeah, let's just jump right into it.
Man, I am
AJ
Dive right
is
into
asking
it.
why he was
Okay.
muted. He knows why he's muted.
It's because you're
We
AJ, that's why.
we are going to start off with robot fails.
Okay.
Preferably your guys' team's robot, not making fun of other people.
Okay, so I would like to start out saying that Zach's bot was pretty much a battle bot and tried to take our bot out at what was it called? Duel on the Delaware. He literally broke our bot.
Oops. Okay, so I guess I'll start. Wait. I'll start because it ties into what I have to say. So we didn't play defense in the means of being literally a destruction machine.
With your 14 Neos?
Yeah, so our 14 Neos and us decided to go play defense this year. And at each competition, we broke at least one robot on the opposing alliance.
Bruh.
Rest in peace to Team 1507 Warlocks, to Team 5401, the biggest losers of Duel in the Delaware.
I am going to vibe check you at Worlds next time I see you. You are getting vibe checked.
But like, we didn't mean to do any of the denting that we did. Like, it was not purposeful, but like, y'all just can't drive around defense. Like, that's
no,
not my fault.
You literally, you went up to your drivers
It's
and
getting
you're like,
hostile. It's getting
especially
hostile.
after
Mom, pick me up
Yeah,
on
very
stream.
hostile. We don't have to. So, someone say a robot fail, please.
Okay, do you want chronological or about daily?
It's up to you.
Okay, so
scene 40 following a duel on
this
the Delaware.
One
was
speaker.
a long ago.
Before
The
my
robot's name was Balzac. Ballzac. So, this robot, this was before the grounding rule was made. So, our team decided, hey, let's ground all of the wires to the robot frame. So, a robot caught on fire, and it had a felt dome on the top that also caught on fire. And that's why the e-stop button was created. You're welcome.
That's also why you have a safety captain.
All I got out of that was fire.
Basically, yeah, clown music. Can we get the clown music playing?
Julia, can you put
yes.
the picture in? Do you know where that picture is?
I can find it.
One bot to work.
I think AJ has a story.
AJ has a story?
No, please
Alright.
no.
Alright, AJ's got a story. Let him speak.
Okay, so I think this is for all you FMA viewers, West Town or Springside. I don't remember. So I think we were on the same match as 433 the Firebirds. There was a bot playing defense on us pretty well, and our batteries, we lost a big chunk of our battery on the field. It didn't.
I'm sorry?
A big chunk of battery left on the field is what I heard.
Like the battery was still working, but like we lost a big chunk of plastic, and so did the Firebirds.
Jesus Christ.
Did it break the Did
I
it break
think we
the
still
battery?
won that
Like,
match
did it
though.
spill the battery?
We still won
It's
that match
spilling
though.
acid.
Yeah, did it just explode?
Our team doesn't have a battery spill kit, so
That's
Well,
probably
and we're gonna end it right there
Not
before the
lie.
safety judges come and end this
Okay.
podcast.
If we're gonna talk about region things, if anyone went to a regional competition between week 5 and week 6, you definitely know of the whole G20 rule enforcement. And
Oh, yeah.
the rule the rule of G20 was you were not intentionally allowed to enter another robot under any means. If it seems intentional, you would get a yellow card. And obviously, 2 yellow cards is a red card. So here we are at a week 5.5, SBPLI 1 and 2, which were both 2 separate regionals in the same week. So it'd be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the next one would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we went to both competitions. So we were in the same pit for 6 days.
God bless.
And they were forcing the G20 rule. With a lot of international teams, they wanted to make sure no one got broken. But as a defense bot, not everything is intentional. So we were playing defense, and over the course of both competitions, we ourselves racked up more than 4 yellow cards, and over 20 yellow cards were administered over both competitions combined.
God
So
dang.
that sounds like a fail to me, because literally almost everyone got a yellow card.
Yeah, I remember scrolling through Reddit during those later weeks and just seeing post after post, yellow card after yellow card after yellow card. And I was
Yep.
thinking, like, bruh,
It was rough.
like, I don't. G20s, I know from my team, which is team. we we definitely memed about it. G20.
Oh yeah.
G20 was just a really good uh a really good meme. That we
G20
had.
is infamous.
I think if G20 is not a rule next year, or like not the same number being
Mhm.
G20, I would be very disappointed
Yeah.
because they're gonna move it to freaking like Z17.
F5.
He's stupid at that point. F5, Alt F4. I don't know.
All that for.
Imagine.
Speaking of which, besides G20, what was probably the most common rule that was broken? I'm thinking G12.
12.
Yeah.
Was that the one where they extended above?
Extend above your player
Yeah.
station, yeah.
Yes.
That was a pretty big
that
one.
Other than that, there wasn't a lot of rules broken. There wasn't a lot of like starting configuration
I
problems.
don't remember which way the thing was, but the touching the rocket after 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, the
touching the
last
opposing
30
rocket.
seconds, yeah.
I remember seeing a few ones where if you interfere with a robot while they're climbing in endgame, they automatically get a tier 3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
it was a
seeing
Hab
that.
3, and yeah, that's in their Hab. If you touch their rocket in the last 30 seconds, they got a ranking
The
point.
full rocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing those. I think I remember seeing a match where that match was literally determined by the Red Alliance hitting the Blue Alliance robot, and then them winning off of it, and then them like winning the entire company. It was wild. Yeah. Does anyone else have any robot stories? I can't
I
really
just
talk
want to
about
talk
my
about
own
give
robot.
rules.
me-
I have
So,
one.
wow,
Give
okay,
me a
Julie,
year
I
and I
know
can
a few
tell you a story.
I want to talk about. So there was this one rule. So my bot, it can pretty much start vertical, and
Oh
at
yeah,
the
that
end of the
was
match during sandstorm, it'll flip out because we have a collapsible elevator. Yeah, when we did it at Hatboro, that was the only competition we could actually do it at because they made a rule against it, and it was
Wait, what do you
hard.
mean?
What do I mean? It was like the starting frame perimeter. We couldn't do it because we weren't like in that frame perimeter. We were too tall for it, I believe. So we just couldn't start vertical. I don't know if I can find a picture. I might be able to later, but they just made a rule against it because I hated it. It was just horrible. Then we do
What
it
do you
at
mean started vertical? Is 5401 just like
vertical.
amazing team?
Starter bot on the bumpers, pretty much, and then at the start of the match during Sandstorm, we pretty much open our elevator and it flips us onto our wheels, and then we just drive off Hab 2. It's pretty much so we can get the max amount of points for Sandstorm.
or whatever you want to call it.
Sandstorm. That is what it's called. Yes.
I mean, it's like the start. It's whatever. I don't
Speaking of
care
Sandstorm,
anymore.
do we think that Sandstorm, like something along the lines of Sandstorm, will be a thing next year, or do you think it's going to go back to auto?
At the end of the game,
I think it will be endgame. Personally. 2020, no bag day, right? It's obviously to help other teams, but it's to help other teams actually be able to program their robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like is another big reason because programming autonomous teams can't really do that.
The lack
We
of bag
can.
day, I think, is to make it so that it doesn't really affect really really good teams who already have 2 robots.
Yeah.
And it helps the middle and the lower end teams to finish their bot and get driving practice. Because I feel that's
Mhm.
where the main difference is the amount of driving practice you get.
Oh, you
And
know, I agree.
it just takes away that advantage of having a second bot.
Evan, you just gave me another robot story. So for Hatboro, because that's the competition that was the first competition we went to. Our bot didn't even move from the start because we had no drive practice, no nothing. For our practice match, it didn't even move off of Hab 2. We just put it up there and it just stood there for the entire match. And in the end, we actually came out winning with no.
I mean, hey,
drive
that's
practice,
12
no
points.
nothing.
I mean, no, that's 6.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it is
Wait,
for
If
ending.
you don't move off your
Oh, we
platform, you don't
we
get the
flat
points.
out did not move the entire match.
Yeah.
Well, I
With
thought you still
no
got the points
drive
for it
practice,
though.
no
Nope.
nothing.
No, you have
climb
to
up
get off of the hab in Sandstorm to actually get those points.
No, but end game. I'm saying.
No, even in endgame, if you're on that platform from the beginning of the game, you don't get the points. You have to exit
You
your
have to be
hab.
off of there.
Yeah,
you
you
have
have to
to get-
exit your hab and get back
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I
Climb by
remember
Yeet is the best
sitting
climb.
at kickoff with my team, and we were trying to, because every year we try to see the max amount of points you can score.
Yeah.
And this year we just thought it'd be funny to see the lowest amount of points you can score, which is 0, while having all the teams not even moved. But I remember someone being like, "Oh, well, I mean, you're still on the hab, you still get points for it." And then one of the senior students was like, "Yeah, no, whatever rule it was, like, I don't know,
I'm gonna say
R17."
something. Climb by Yeet is the best climb that you can have.
That I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't know, bro.
I don't
Too-
know. Suction climb was super cool.
Yeah.
So
No, but,
694
254.
We
had
could
a
go for a
like suction
climb.
climb.
We could go for a climb at maybe like 6 seconds, and
Mhm.
still have 3 seconds left, and be on the second hab.
I don't know, bro. I've seen some suction climbers that are really, really fast, even for tier 3.
Yeah, like Stifles had like a cool climb 694 where it was like a suction and a raise, but I'm a big fan of like the suction where they like flip themselves upside down.
Oh, like that.
Those are the cool
what team
climbs.
did
The
that?
flipping upside down. There's a couple, I think. Actually, I don't know off the top of my
I think
head.
Dakota's team did that. 346.
Maybe.
I think they did that.
That's how I remember them.
346. You know what also is 346? Championship stuff. We should talk about championships.
What about championships?
Let's talk
Dude, you
okay.
should get an Olympic gold medal for jumping to conclusions or jumping
Perfect
between
transition.
ideas.
I know, right? Damn, Zach.
That's got that gold trophy
Go from
by
idea to
destroying
idea,
other
not even
robots and
finishing
turning
up the
FRC
subject.
into battle bots.
So I guess we'll start with everyone here is Detroit Championships, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So I guess we'll talk about the finalists versus the winners of Detroit Championships. So there was the alliance of 5406, 930, and 1310 from Archimedes. And then the alliance of 3707, 217, and 4481. So 217, the Thunder Chickens ends up winning championships.
3707.
Oh, I wonder why they won.
I'm looking at pictures of 217 right now. That is so fun.
I absolutely hate the Archimedes division winners.
Oh, I think it was.
What?
I think it was a huge
despise
surprise.
them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but personally, I love 3707 Dirty Swerve.
They were good. I honestly think, even though that they didn't pull the victory through, I think 5406 was the best robot in the world.
No, I don't know about the
No,
best robot
Mad
in the
Cow.
world.
Or Mad
There's a few very underrated teams and overlooked teams, and we'll probably get to that in a little bit.
I don't know, just the way that they play and like the way that they drive too. Like if you look at their driving, I think just 5406 like takes the cake on being the best robot in the world by a long shot.
Wait, what team? 5406?
5406
It's a
Celtics.
Canadian team, right?
Oh no, Saltac.
Yeah, they're a fellow meme page. I remember them.
I don't know. I just think that the overall way they played, and like if you look at their driving, because like even though like maybe they weren't the highest scoring bot in the world, I think the driving is what really takes the cake on the team.
No, but
were they?
I've got to
I'm not
say,
looking up a video.
but where 3707 and 217 was in their strategy.
Mm.
Like, because if you look at how they played the field and how they moved around, they dominated.
Mhm.
Especially by utilizing their swerve movement, the swerving movement of 3707 with the, basically 217, which can't be pushed by defense. They were
Yeah.
basically unstoppable on the defensive side, and then
Well,
they had the third pick, who I can't remember, the second and third pick, who I can't remember off the top of my head, who
it was
were
3707, 4481, and 217.
4481. Because, like, so when it comes down to it, it was the overall team that did it. Because, like,
Mm-hmm.
offensively, they were unable to be beat. Especially
I
with
mean,
the amount of balls that 37 produced.
mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I still think at the end of the day, I think if you gave it a few more matches, because I think 3 matches is like surprisingly not a lot of matches to like determine world champions. I think if you gave it more time, that Archimedes division would have taken it because I think the alliance for Archimedes was also really good. Team 930, the McGuanaco Bears, honestly, great scoring robot. And when Darwin did not play defense on them and played it on 5406, it gave 930 such a huge range of scoring. And the double climb that came from Archimedes also saved them a bunch. But I think it was super smart and a great pick on their end.
Hold up, bro. If we're talking about freaking Einstein, freaking Tesla and Curie, right? Tesla, the winning alliance, which was Bear Sky was on it with, it was
Dakota and
346,
then
548, 5401, and then 2534 as the fourth pick.
What?
Two ties. Their record was two wins, one loss, two ties.
Mm-hmm.
That is like soul crushing. If that happened to me, I would cry. I don't think there has ever been a Einstein alliance or a playoff alliance that have gotten two ties in Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
It is unreal.
Also, if you look through, like another reason why I keep praising the Archimedes division was because if you look through Einstein's semis, you could see the constant like no score less than 92, and most of their scores are over 100. Like I think that's
Yeah,
general really
they were
good
an
team
amazing.
synergy.
Yes, they were an amazing team.
But again, what it comes down to is the strategy of the.
Hold up. Did Archimedes verse Darwin at all? I think they did.
Yeah, Archimedes
Yeah, they had
versus
to.
Darwin was Einstein. That was the finals of
No,
Einstein.
I meant during in the semis. Where
Oh,
did they
I
verse
believe
them?
they did, and I believe Archimedes won. Yeah,
Yes, Archimedes did win.
115 to 79.
But again, it all comes back to strategy.
It came back to strategy, and honestly, it came all the way back from the defense from both sides.
Yep.
Because both alliances, if you didn't play defense on either of them, you would see points over 100 from both sides. It honestly came down to which alliance can play defense better.
Defense. This was a very like if you didn't have defense, you had no chance of winning.
That was it. You lost. Like
Yeah.
100%. Like
Although
Wait,
I've
this
heard
season?
this season.
yes.
I beg to differ. If we've seen a lot of matches that have been absolutely no defense, and it still has not been neck and neck. Like, it happens a lot. Defense isn't 100% necessary. Yes, it's helpful, but
No, I think
if
it's
you
necessary.
if
I
you have
think it's
swerve
necessary.
drive, like we
At the
do,
later levels of play, it is 100% necessary. I will
I
say.
think once you hit playoffs, you need a defense spot for playoffs.
oh, okay.
Because I just think, like, personally, when you get to, like, stuff where it's, like, especially if you're, like, the poor robot that's, like, 8th seed alliance and you're going against 1st seed, there's, like, physically no, like, it's going to be extremely hard from personal experience to defeat alliance number 1 without the defense spot. I think you could get away with it in qualification matches due to, like, not
That's because the
extremely
game is
in-depth strategy. But
The
like,
game changes once you hit playoffs.
it
what
is
will
a
win
completely
you?
different game.
Yeah, what will win you a qualification match is different. What will win you playoffs versus what will win you championships.
Yeah.
It's defense was pretty much the only universal thing that would carry from quals to playoffs to champs. It was like good defense, good defense, good defense. The way you would score and where you would score would change from quals
Yep.
to playoffs.
You,
Because in
you,
qualifications, you would go for the Rocket, just because Rocket you could get points and ranking points.
Yes,
Playoffs, you went for cargo ship, and at champs, honestly, you needed to do
all three.
half car. Yeah, you needed to do all of it, but you would do like half cargo, half null hatch panels on your cargo ship for max points. Because at champs, you had alliances filling up cargo ship and rocket ships and having nothing to do. So I think defense, especially on Einstein's, was super necessary because a lot of the matches were close. Darwin beat Archimedes match 3 by 1 point.
I have heard, and
Well,
I don't
it
know if
was a
it's
rather low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
What this game? Yeah. And
Like,
compared to past games.
personally, I am a fan of the game where there is a max score.
There's always a max score with every game.
No.
Yeah, actually
look
there
There's
is.
always a max score.
There's
Look
always
at
a max
aerial.
score.
Nope. Look at aerial
Yes.
assist.
You physically
Recycle
can't
rush.
score any more pieces, and you
Okay.
physically can't.
Then what's allowed on the field?
Even
Yeah.
if you constantly are getting pieces, there's always going to be a max score.
There's always
Yes,
going to be
but
max score.
I don't. I think it takes away from the experience of it when you can look at the board and easily determine right on the within seconds exactly who won.
That's a reason why I don't like Power Up. Power Up,
Yeah.
in my opinion, terrible game.
I didn't think it was a bad game. I just didn't enjoy it at the time. But I honestly, going back, like, were super cool.
I preferred it over.
I did not like it. I did not like Power Up.
It was very it was very clear cut. Like usually FRC games aren't like clear cut on what you need to do, but honestly, the same with defense this year and how you needed it at playoffs. If you couldn't get a 2-cube scale auto, you were done. Like that was it. Once you hit playoffs, if you didn't have a 2-cube scale auto, you were losing. It came down to who can fight for scale.
Mm-hmm.
Because Switch, yeah, you could fight for Switch, Vault, you could fill up most teams, good playoff alliances could fill up the vault in sub 30 seconds. From
Yeah,
their
because he just
power
used the
cubes.
triangle right up there, right in the front.
And then alliances just put everything they could into fighting for the scales. You put 1 cube or 2 cubes in your switch, and no one was fighting for it unless they had full control of the scale.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. One of my favorite moments though from Power Up was watching Einstein's in Houston, and I think it was the Poofs and Roborunners teamed up, and literally Roborunners knew that they won, so they just started spinning in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
The
was one
double
of the semis, I think. It wasn't actual highs. I think it was one of the semis.
Are you sure?
Quarters.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was Einstein.
It wasn't Einstein's finals, no.
Oh well.
Because they won by
Either way.
a good amount, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just Power Up. It was an alright game. I just didn't like it where you're able to tell the score and who's gonna win in the final.
Mhm.
It just halfway through the match. Like
I-
halfway through the match, one team is going to be up by 100 points. There's no physical way of coming back, unless if you had possession of like every single thing on the field. You're not coming back. Speaking of games, though, what is y'all's favorite game? I think throughout all the podcasts and throughout all the guests, asking what our favorite game is going to be a constant question.
I gotta
throughout
say,
every single one.
aerial assist.
That's the one with the frisbees, right?
Frisbees, yeah.
No, that's ultimate.
Oh
Aerial
no,
assist
was
aerial
the big
assist was
ball.
passing the ball, right?
Yes.
Over the thing?
It was the
No.
lots of action, very big, very easy to see, not much obstruction, a lot of defense, which was really cool, a lot of bots just breaking.
I know I'm gonna get a lot for hate for this, but honestly, it's probably Steamworks for me.
What do you mean getting hate
Steamworks
for it?
was
Steamworks?
great.
Alright, hold on.
I know a lot of people
Steamworks?
have really negative opinions on it.
No.
but
I agree with you, Julia. It's
Steamworks is really good.
In my opinion, Steamworks and Stronghold are the most popular and most fan-liked.
Evan, you want to tell them about
Stronghold
Stronghold?
is like a massive hated game in the FRC.
No,
Wait,
dude.
listen
No.
to Evan for a minute.
Wait, no,
about
first
Stronghold.
off, I have something to say about Steamworks. Move on to that. I personally am not a fan of Steamworks. Even like it was fun to play, but from a watcher's experience,
It's boring.
you couldn't tell any of the action.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there physically, but just what I've heard and what people talk about, I figured Stronghold was one of the best and fan-favorited games.
I agree.
I will say though that
Personal?
Stronghold, or not Stronghold, Steamworks is better though.
Steamworks was
But
really
Stronghold is still just an amazing game.
I think honestly one of my favorite games was again, it's just me watching stuff like online, so I don't know what it looks like in person. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite concepts was 2008's Overdrive, where it was literally driving in circles. Honestly, like,
Grinders Tumbleweed.
yeah, it seems super duper boring. Like in concept, if you just said the game was driving in circles.
No,
But it honestly
may I just
brought
say,
out a lot of creativity from teams to just build the fastest bot they could.
do you guys know what the problem with that game was?
Depends. What is it?
So
No.
basically, they used a super slick floor, a plastic floor,
Yeah.
and most of the teams used hard plastic or rubber wheels, meaning a lot of static electricity was built up.
Actually, I think you're thinking of the wrong game. You're
Wait,
thinking of the
no,
wrong
was
game. You're thinking of 2009 when they did the
Yeah.
other space game.
I might
Lunacy.
be.
Lunacy. They used
I'm thinking of
Lunacy.
You're right.
the
God
same
bless.
thing that the same floor that they used for the scale in 2018 was what they used for the entire floor of 2009, and there was so
And
much static electricity that it
they
used
had
to
to
shut
pour
off
water.
robots. Yeah.
No, oh
God,
yeah.
Water game? Speaking of water, no.
Yeah, speaking of water game.
No.
Can we talk about the 2020 season? 2020 season time.
Well, I didn't say my favorite game.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
what's your
Did
favorite
I-
game, Meme
What's your
Man?
favorite
My
I
favorite
care.
game is 2012 Rebound Rumble. I want it to come back. I want another basketball team.
You see,
I just wanted to come back.
Rebound Rumble was fun, but I feel like it was just so boring during the mid game and was only exciting end
Listen,
game.
dog. That end game though,
Yeah,
I could see this
I
year
will say-
being the same exact end game.
Was that the
that
balancing
end
one?
game?
Yes.
Yeah. That I think is one of the best end games. That and Works ending, I would say.
I would agree. What
Um,
other games had really
Least
good
favorite
endings?
game, in my opinion,
Oh no.
was, I believe it was 2007's Rack and Roll, where it was basically the giant game of
Really?
tic tac toe. Literally, that and Locomotion both never really got my attention.
Really?
Well, that's because that and Logo Motion were basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Just Locomotion was on a flat wall. Rack and Roll was on a thing in the middle of the field. But really, you didn't like
Yeah,
those games?
2007. I didn't enjoy them at all.
I gotta
Honestly,
say,
2010 was super cool. The soccer one.
The soccer
I
game.
didn't like that one. For the same reason I didn't really like Steamworks of. You couldn't really tell what was going on with any of the mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about a game where you had no idea what was going on, I don't mean to be a normie here, guys. Recycle Rush though.
No,
Oh,
I
no,
love
may I just
Recycle
say-
Rush.
Recycle Rush was good at high levels when there were a ton of stacks on the wire.
No, I think how I would describe Recycle Rush, and this is how my mentor on my team would also describe it. It was an amazing engineering game. The design process and actually coming up with the robot was amazing for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually watching and being in the stands and having to explain it to people,
It was the same
Terrible.
thing. It was also
Terrible.
the same thing over and over again.
yeah. It was-
Things that people missed though in that game was a lot of ingenuity. Like, it was very uncommon to see robots grab middle totes, like those bins, because they were all flipped upside down. Robots weren't
Well,
prepared to
they
pick them
weren't
up.
flipped upside down, rotated. They weren't
Well,
upside down.
I've only seen teams get it from the loading station.
Okay. Question. Never mind.
Answer.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh shoot! Hold on, AJ, you're being unmuted. AJ, what is your favorite and least favorite FRC?
Thank
He's
you,
not even on the
AJ.
computer.
All right, he's going back to being muted. Fair Sky, what is your favorite and least favorite game?
So I only went through 1 year, so I don't really have a favorite nor least favorite because I don't really. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't really look at the game history.
Yeah, I haven't
Which
really.
is
looked at
understandable.
it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
All right.
I'm
I
not
bring up a
gonna lie to you.
topic?
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. We still have
yeah.
games to talk about.
So,
Go.
I have been both a spectator and a driver for Deep Space now. And honestly, everyone hates on it so much, but it wasn't that bad.
What? I only hear praise about this game.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I thought
People
Game
love
was
this
no.
game.
a really good game.
I'm
Literally,
on Reddit
what
all the time, and everyone's
What Michigan
like,
people are you talking to?
Yeah, the Michigan people, dog.
Literally, the United
Michiganians.
States
Excuse
population
me?
enjoys this game.
Michiganians, dog.
Are
I
you being
swear.
status?
yeah, are you being sadist?
Oh,
But really,
go.
the points, though they were relatively easy to get. Like literally, if your bot moved, boom, you got points, kind of thing.
It's like every
But, like,
game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that hits every game.
but like this one, if your bot did move, it was kind of like, oh my god, your alliance is gonna lose. It was easily predictable, but there were like nail-biting moments where it's like, oh, it's very close.
I don't really know if this game was predictable.
If you looked on the field after endgame was over, you could count and be like, okay, that one won.
Well, no one's counting each thing. They're waiting
That's
for
not
it.
true. Oh no.
You- All right,
Really?
That's
Julia,
not
maybe,
true, dude.
Julia,
You
That
have
is
Julia,
not
maybe
not
you
true
counted
at
them.
all.
All right,
You have-
Michiganians, dog. I swear. Michiganians are a whole
We-
different race.
We are a
Michiganders.
different breed.
Michiganders.
I know for a fact I didn't count.
Right, does
Oh, I
anyone
did.
else have at least
Yeah,
a favorite
yes.
game?
Yes,
I
yes, I have
counted
something
so
to
much.
say.
Go.
What do we think was the last game that had what was called a chokehold strategy? So that was it was like no matter what you did, no matter what
Yeah.
the opposing lions trying to do, you would guarantee a win every match.
Oh, I've got this.
I know big games like 2002 had one of the largest chokeholds of all time, and from there first tried to prevent that from happening. But like, where do we still see it?
The
Instances today.
soccer game.
Yes, I remember
469.
hearing about it in the soccer. I remember.
469. What they did was, while
Yeah.
everyone else had really small robots, they would massive robot because there were no size restrictions, and they grabbed the ball right from the feeder, and then also shot it into the goal. And they had varying different angles to counter the defense. They could shoot it to any of the 3 goals, so they would just sit themselves in the center
Mm-hmm.
and
In
shoot
context,
the
Yes.
soccer ball.
In context,
Yes.
Team 469, Los Gorillas. In that game, you had 2 robots on the offense, which were trying to score, and you only were allowed to have 1 robot on the defense. So what they would do is they would lock themselves to the bar, become completely immobile, and from there, just as the ball was being fed to them, they would shoot it left or right. And most of the time, there wasn't a bot that was fast enough to move from left to right, because they didn't have to move. Their barrel in their robot just shifted left to right, depending on where the opposing robot was. And it worked most of the time.
I just remember seeing these giant robots just stop themselves in the middle of the field, stopping their only way for the small to get to the and just that's it. It's done. Like you can't do anything against it. You can't push against it. Another thing, it's not really a chokehold strategy. It was the frisbee game. This team had built a very big net and just blocked the goal. It's not really a chokehold strategy, but it stopped them from scoring.
For that game, I have a counter chokehold strategy, and that was the teams that went at the feeder station and they just launched frisbees across the whole field directly from the feeder station.
Yeah, a lot of people did that. I mean, maybe not directly from the feeder station, but cross field.
No, there were some teams that just did directly from the feeder station. Just sniping it. One I know off the head was
Any other
1043.
chokehold strategies?
I think First has done a really good job with not having any more chokehold.
Or we just haven't thought of them yet.
Yeah.
No, my team at kickoff, we literally sit down for an hour and we just discuss possible chokehold strategies, and we've been doing it every single year that I've been on the team.
I think the closest thing to chokehold this year, like I don't know, it's not technically chokehold because of like it's under the idea of being good, but like if you were a good defense bot, you could blend well with any alliance.
Yeah,
because like there are a lot of top robots, like top scorers, are bots that are either Omni tank mix, so something like an Arcade Drive or a West Coast. A lot of the top scoring bots weren't tank because if you were pretty much tank drive, you were slower. Which like there was nothing wrong with you could still. I'm not saying you couldn't be a top robot.
Tank drive is not slower.
Yeah, tank drive is actually like really. Yeah.
Tank drive can be fast, but what I'm saying is your turning radius is like
In-
tank drive, in my
don't
opinion,
you
is the
don't
best.
have
At least in Michigan, like when we were looking at the scouting data for like pit scouting, a lot of like the powerhouse teams that were there with us did have like swerve drive or tank drive. It wasn't really like
talking about
arcade drive or
swerve.
anything.
Mhm.
It was swerve
wait,
or tank.
Could I actually bring up a thing to talk about?
Well, hold on, just
Yeah.
one more thing because she mentioned
Yeah.
swerve. People,
Neos.
okay, things. Well, yeah. First of all, Neos are good motors. We've decided this year because brand new motors leads to brand new problems, but we didn't know. But the thing with Swerve is people always think Swerve bots can be pushed very easily, and that is false.
That is very
yes, that is
false.
very false.
If you look at like the way the motors are set up and like the amount of friction it takes for the wheels to move, it is so hard to push Swerve bots.
It is literally meant to have the maneuverability of Mechanim and the pushing power of Tank.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're ready for a new topic, Evan.
Alright. How do you guys?
No. This is getting a little too FRC related. Let's have a little topic about personal things.
Oh god.
We've been talking about FRC for too damn long, dog. It's starting to hurt.
Too
my
long.
leg.
Yeah,
No,
muted.
please. This is actually a very controversial thing.
Really
Oh,
want
no.
to unmute him.
AJ wants to be unmuted. AJ, what is your least favorite and also favorite FRC game?
You literally just said we're gonna stop talking about FRC. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know, but
So
we're gonna get this out of the way
your
because I want to
opinion?
hear your answer.
My favorite game, just because like it looked cool, Aerial Assault.
Assist.
Assist.
Shoot, dude, I saw the pin yesterday. It's had 2 A's. That's
I'm here for the AA meeting.
uh,
All right. Least favorite game, AJ?
Recycle Rush.
All right.
I love Recycle Rush.
My man, bro.
Alright,
All right.
so can I just pose my question?
Yeah.
Alright. How do you guys feel about the robot in 3 days type of thing?
Well,
And its effect.
super dope.
I think it's amazing.
I think it's super cool, but it also puts a lot of pressures on teams because it's like, oh, if these people can do it, why
Well,
can't
hold on.
we?
These are
And then
people
it
with
kinda
like
gets
professional
frustrating.
machines.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
yeah.
also
worked in the
people
industry
who
for a
don't
while.
sleep for 72
It-
hours.
But
I
like
No,
really
actually,
people don't
I mean like
understand that.
no
Mhm.
more of like the robot in 3 days as well as like the every bot thing.
Every bots are super cool. 118's every bot actually performs better than most robots out there because they have the skill and the money
But
for it.
there's also the thing where a bunch of teams then just copy it.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
literally going to mention Robot in 3 days is super cool because it gives a lot of teams base designs to for what to work off of, but it creates the idea of a hive mind where
Yep.
people will see it, they'll be like, because it's the first thing they see, because it's a robot in 3 days. Usually, no one has a prototype done in 3 days, so a lot of teams will see it and go, "Wow, that's a great design," without seeing anything else, and then copying it, not realizing that there's a better design out there.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the less fortunate teams who like can't really come up with a design or whatever, they're
It's pretty
able
much
to see
funding.
that
It
and
comes
then
down
work
to
off of it.
funding.
They're able to work off of Robot in 3 days. I think Robot in 3 days is a thing. They should continue to do it. I love them. I love watching their streams.
Oh, I do too.
I love
It's
watching the
pretty great.
reveals on Tuesday night. I think that's when the reveals start to get released. It's on Tuesday.
Mhm.
It's just really fun because we get to talk as a team. It's like, oh wow, we're thinking of it this way, but these people are thinking of it this way, and then we're like, oh shoot, that's better than what we're doing. Let's steal what they're
It's
doing.
also it also
That's a
like
no word.
it gives
Steal
us
from
a
the best, invent
chance.
the best.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
It gives us a chance to like see what a robot like would do for that specific game. Like it's our first glimpse
Yes.
at like how this game is going to be played. Yeah, we get to see like kickoff and like how it's played virtually, but this is the first like physical robot that's like given
Those
to us to see. I love Dozer, don't get me wrong, but this is for sure it's super helpful, especially for like scouting to like no one would have thought that robot in 3 days would have an effect on scouting, but it really does because if you see a bot that can do one thing, like if this game hatches, like then it relies on a ball bot, which relies on a defense bot to kind of like it gives us a picture of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we think in this game, 2019, it was better to be jack of all trades, master of none, or to focus on one thing?
Jack of all trades. Can't rely on another team to do something. Easy,
Yeah,
done.
you can never ever
Easy
rely on
done.
another team.
Imagine being a cargo only bot and then having two other cargo only. You're screwed.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you just got those null hatches and you can't do anything anymore. You have to be a jack of all trades, unfortunately, for I think every single.
Jack of all trades.
I
Actually,
propose we do like jack of all trades but master of one, you know, because we were
but still be proficient in other things, in those other things.
all we
Yo,
played
can I bring
defense
up a new
like
question
twice
that's
or something.
non FRC?
Yes, AJ, please.
What's
Let's get
everyone?
off of FRC.
Thank you for interrupting. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What's everyone's favorite video game?
That's a good one.
Easy question.
Minecraft.
What is it?
What's
You're about
the
to
deal
just
with
say
airplane food?
Zach, you
have-
just said Fortnite like 5 minutes ago. Shut up. I have the
I have
screenshots.
Oh, Fortnite though.
I have two favorite video games.
currently I'm just playing League of Legends.
I have Minecraft, which is I love it. And I also have Bendy and the Ink Machine, and it's actually really good. And all of you should play it.
I have a tie between Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege.
Overwatch is a very good game.
Hear me out.
At least I really like it.
Minecraft is not a good game.
Oh,
Whoa,
Okay, what's a good game then?
Oh, yikes,
It's
dog.
not a good game until
Editing that out. Editing that
it's
out.
not a
Fortnite, get
good
him
game
out of
until
here.
it
Cut
has
the
a.
VOD.
It's not a
Cut
good
the
game.
VOD, cut the VOD, cut the VOD, cut the VOD.
It's not a good game until it has an FRC mod.
Minecraft is
We
what
should be
taught
able to
me how to
build
drive the
FRC.
robot.
We should be able to build FRC
Without
robots in
redstone
Minecraft.
engineering, you would not know how and assemble a robot and wire a
redstone
robot.
engineering is
So-
the Stone Age of FRC.
A fun fact
So you
about
guys use redstone to engineer your stuff? I use water.
Bruh,
Be
poor
on my level.
Julia, dog.
I know. A
I
fun
use
fact
water.
about oh my god.
Jay, shut up.
Who?
A fun fact about me playing Minecraft is that in order to prepare for driving for Girls Comp, I played Minecraft so much because the controls for Minecraft are the same as the controls for Swerve Drive for us. So like left trigger is like slow speed, so I would use the left trigger for Minecraft all the time. Like I would be constantly holding it down, which is what I would use for slow speed. It was cool. It was cool.
Because for us, Swerve Drive, Xbox controller, left joystick is strafing,
Forward.
right joystick is rotation.
Yep. It's
But
the
how
exact
anything we
same
say,
Minecraft control.
anything we say goes straight to FRC afterwards.
Our team.
Yeah, I know. Let's just talk about video games for a second. My favorite, Minecraft obviously is one of my favorites. I have like thousands of hours, but I literally remember playing Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is an amazing game.
Oh, so
You also
good.
play Sea of Thieves every day.
Goat
Julia,
Simulator.
shut up.
Goat Simulator.
No, I literally remember right before I took my first time taking the SATs, I was playing Red Dead 2 till midnight the night before.
It's not good.
No, it's not good at all. I scored 1110. I just wanted to have the story of I played Red Dead 2 before I took the SATs, and that's it. I did not ace the SATs.
One time.
Okay.
Yes, AJ, continue.
Okay, that's
All right.
Good job, AJ.
I also I remember playing Army of Two was an amazing game, or not was is an
Ooh.
amazing game.
That was a good
It's
one.
very overlooked. I don't remember. I don't see people talking about it. And then again, it's an old game, but I remember sitting and staying up till like 2 in the morning one night and just playing with my best friend at the time, and we just had a really fun time. And I'm crying now. Just kidding. But
I'm literally shaking and crying right
Meme
now.
Man
I-
can't cry.
I was like 10 years old, and I thought I was so cool. I should not be playing a shooting game when I was 10. Maybe I was like like 13 or whatever. And I remember thinking I was so cool staying up till 2 a.m. playing a video game. And I remember my mom telling me to go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. I'm like, no, mom.
No, Mom.
I gotta
Gaming.
finish this game, I swear. Ma, I have to be a
Sorry
gamer right now.
Sorry
Right?
to say it, but Mario Kart,
Oh my
amazing
god.
game.
I forgot Mario Kart existed until you said something. Mario Kart is one of the best games in the entire world. That
Mario
cannot
Kart is
be
very
Wii
good.
argued.
Sports
Excuse
Resort.
me? Excuse
AJ,
Mario
shut up
Kart
before I'm actually gonna eat you.
Mario Kart is inferior to Sega Racing.
I will agree with that.
Super Smash Bros. We can't ignore.
Oh, of course.
Stop
Yeah.
changing the
Super
subject,
Smash
Zach.
Bros. Pretty good.
It is. It's
AJ,
taking every
you're
single
given the chance
teenager
to
by
s-
storm.
AJ, you're
Um,
given the chance to speak, and then you just don't say anything.
mm,
My point.
for God has given me
Sports
fire,
Resort.
so I am not going.
Wii Sports? Wii
No.
Sports was
Wii
a good
Resort
game.
Sport.
Very good.
Wii
Wait, you guys had the
Resorts.
Wii, I had the Y. As in, why couldn't I get a Wii?
Alright, AJ's getting back to music.
No, please, no, please.
Hey guys,
Alright.
I have a general question.
Is it FRC
Wii?
related?
It is not FRC related.
Alright, good.
Okay.
What are your opinions on getting your DNA tested? Because I just got my updated results back, and I am honestly extremely surprised.
I think it is very cool.
I
I
want a
also
new
think it
one.
is
I'm
very
just broke.
cool.
I'm assuming mine
Isn't it
haven't
like
changed over the years, so I'm not gonna take a new one.
I mean,
Isn't it like
I'm
90
not the
something or
biggest
something
fan
like
of
that?
I'm not the biggest fan of people just having my DNA. Just me.
Oh yeah, and
I
it,
need
it, it gets very weird. They're like, oh, give us this vial of spit. And we're going to
Spit in it,
quote
you
unquote
swine.
use it all, but you know for a damn fact
They drink
that it's in
it.
a factory right now.
They drink it.
I don't know about that, but it is
They
in a
make up the
factory right
numbers.
now.
They make up the numbers and drink it.
Julia, you're Russian?
Yeah,
I am
Julia's
not.
Russian.
I am
Okay,
I'm
so
English.
also 44% German.
I'm looking
I'm
at the
German.
what we should talk about thing. Someone says a book review.
Dude,
So,
I read so
what is
many
y'all's
books.
favorite books?
Don't
Percy
read.
Jackson.
Percy Jackson
Ew.
was a very good series.
hmm
Nerds.
But I mean, like all time favorite. You can read it any day.
I don't. The thing is, I don't. Honestly, I don't have enough time to sit down and read a book. I just can't focus on it.
Dude, you're a coder.
Can I give my top 5?
Yeah, sure.
I'm a religious book reader. I read
Oh, I thought you were
at
gonna say
least
like
You
100
read
books a
Bible
year.
only.
the
I read the
Bible.
I
Bible.
only read Bible verses.
I religiously read books. I read at least 100 books a year. It's scary.
I read
Weird
like
flex,
one.
but okay.
On average, I'll give you about 2 books a year.
Right now, I'm
Not even.
reading the Odyssey.
That is a
Come on,
very good
let
book.
Julia say her top 5.
So it would probably be The Outsiders. That one was really
Ooh, that was a
really
good
good.
book.
Yeah.
The Laments. I strongly recommend that book to anyone. Anyone who asks me what book they should read, I'm like, read The Laments. Crime Scene. That one is incredible. That is the book that inspired me to become a forensic pathologist because it's so good and so detailed. Really great. There's also Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know it's basic, but it's my most favorite book of the Harry Potter series. And then this book I keep in my bed at night, which is weird because I read
The
it when I'm
Bible.
bored. No, well, it's my version of the Bible. It's called The Story of the Human Body, and it is a bunch of like super cool facts. I literally have it in my hand right now.
Guys,
It's about evolution and a bunch of really cool nerd stuff that a certain group of people like me would find interesting.
can we
And
take a
it's like,
moment of silence for Woody Flowers?
Okay.
Damn dog. Damn dog. We're talking about books.
You can't just do
Just
that.
ruin them. Just ruin
I was
them.
just in the bathroom and I was just thinking about it.
Ruin the vibe, AJ.
You ruined
And
the
it's
vibe.
like-
No, we were going to have one at the end of this, and we will.
the index is like 100 pages long. It's pretty cool. I love
Okay,
it
so
so much.
what if I said my favorite book is my sketchbook? Does that count?
I
No,
Ew.
would love that.
reading.
Oh, that sucks, doesn't it?
My favorite book, I think of all time. Right now, I'm reading Game of Thrones. I've watched the show. I'm reading the book.
The books
But
are better than the show.
oh, absolutely. But my favorite book of all time, I think, is definitely Ready Player One. The book
That book
Mhm.
was good.
it was pretty good.
The
Yeah.
book was amazing. The movie was not.
The movie
End of
didn't do the
discussion.
book justice.
No,
I think
it
it's the
had
vice
nothing to do
versa.
with it.
The movie was awesome. The book, no, I'm kidding.
The movie was good, but the book
I
was
fell
also
asleep
really good.
when watching the movie.
I fell
No
asleep
matter
watching
no,
Wonder Woman.
I fell asleep watching
Oh.
the book.
Whenever I read, I just doze off, and that's why I just don't read, because I just
Oh,
fall
so you're
asleep
like every
whenever I
single
read.
teenager ever?
Relatable. No, I'm good.
Honestly, a book that I'm reading right now, and it's really good, is it's called The Things I Carried.
It's like if someone
Good
asked you,
book.
Zach. Anyways, my favorite book is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or maybe even Around the World in 80 Days.
Well, good story, but
Back to you,
rats.
Zach. Back to you.
Going back to
Favorite
that
book?
DNA thing.
Wait. My favorite book of all time has to be Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss.
Mute him. Just mute him.
Muted,
That
muted.
Bet then I can go to sleep.
that book was
Muted.
just found my
oppressing
fourth
gamers
sentence.
everywhere. Okay.
I just realized that we have been doing this for an hour. OMG. We have completed our first hour of this podcast.
Wait, what?
Many
Go to
more to
No,
sleep
go.
you.
now.
Are we done now?
We're gonna talk about a few more things.
I'm currently locked up in Meme Man's basement, and I need help, please.
All right, we're gonna edit that out.
You're not gonna edit down.
I'm probably not gonna
Daddy.
Not
edit out.
edit that out. Do
I'm probably not gonna
edit
edit
that
out any of the times I said my team number.
Oh, you said you were gonna bleep it out.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else someone says. Someone said to talk about memes. I don't know if that's necessarily FRC memes, but
You were not.
let's just talk
You were
about
not
May I
only the
just say,
clown. You were the entire
the most-
circus.
the meme that I think never should have gone away. It shouldn't have died. Cash money.
No, it died
I'm
for a
sorry,
reason.
what?
It
Not
died
the
for a
cash
reason.
money.
Died
The
for a
meme right
reason.
now.
It shouldn't have died.
Meme
What-
right
what
now
is the
has
meme
to
right
be
now?
vibe check.
Vibe
No,
check. Yes. I
Vibe
think
Check
that
Has
is
to be
dumb.
vibe
Vibe
check.
Check is dumb. Dumb.
Okay, AJ, if I ever see you in oh wait, which one of you is going to the Ben Salem event?
Oh shit.
You're getting vibe checked, AJ.
Please no.
bruh.
Oh,
Can we talk about
So-
some FMA teams?
I may have muted AJ.
Why did you mute? What?
I may have muted AJ. Okay, so
Just
I was
possibly.
for one of my classes at school, I have to read the Scarlet Letter, in which I haven't read a single page, but I watched these videos. And in one of the videos, I see this. It's gonna be in podcast talk. So I took a screenshot of it because it's funny.
I'm not editing it into the thing, just so you know.
But you don't have to. I just wanted to show you guys. It's a pretty funny thing.
Very
It looks like
funny.
the guy.
Thank you.
It looks like the guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's what makes it better.
Oh, the
Oh, wait,
greatest part
guys.
about this is that we're talking about this, and everyone listening isn't gonna know what we're talking about, and they're gonna be so lost.
Wait,
Okay,
hey
so it
guys.
says the
Like-
black man is seated.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
Wait, me man.
All right. Yes.
Are you
Alvin,
gonna?
Simon, Theodore.
The
Who
only
is getting the best head?
Theodore.
There's
The
actually
only
a video on
answer
YouTube.
is
Simon,
Theodore.
dude.
It's
Literally,
the
it's
only-
Simon.
Theodore.
The
It's-
only
it's
answer
Simon.
is
No, there's a video
okay,
on YouTube.
the
and they
answers
prove
go
it's
in this
Simon.
order. Theodore,
It's literally
then Simon,
Simon.
Alvin is the
Theodore.
The
last.
picture I absolutely need to find.
We all know the answer is Simon.
Theodore. What? There's a
alright,
video
it's
online.
Simon.
Simon is
Video.
second. It's Theodore.
Simon is, Theodore is passed out on the sofa. I do not know what you're talking about.
It's literally Simon, but
It's funny
alright.
because I'm pretty sure
No,
it's you.
Theodore is literally passed out.
Me man.
Exactly. He was so
Theodore's
bored that he
slumped,
fell
dog.
asleep.
Theodore is slumped.
Me man.
Julia, what are your thoughts?
Julia,
I-
who
I
is getting the best?
I think that AJ is getting. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God.
Yikes!
Me man.
Yikes!
Are you gonna
Um,
edit stuff out?
Yes, I'm going to edit
So
stuff
if
out.
if I say the N word,
Question: which chipmunk
Muted.
is getting the best burger? Gotta ask. Because I don't know
So-
which one's the best
Theodore is
burger
literally
here.
slumped in that photo, dog.
No, he's sleeping.
I mean,
but
Alvin,
he had it for a
whatever.
minute.
But just Simon, dog.
Someone looked like the tip got it. I'm sorry to say that, but
Okay.
it does look like that. Yeah, it's not
Someone
Simon.
had
I'm
said we
sorry.
should talk about. Never mind, I'm not saying that. Someone said we should talk about Hamilton.
Oh,
I know we have a lot of Hamilton listeners in here.
yeah, boy.
Y'all, Hamilton, one of the best plays
If you
ever.
search up which,
Okay.
Mm,
So whoever doesn't okay, so Hamilton is mostly music, and there's a bunch of people that are still wondering why it's mostly music and not a lot of dialogue. It's because Lin-Manuel, the writer of the musical, grew up not being able to go to watch musicals and just listen to them on the radio. So he made them mostly music, so people who couldn't see Hamilton live could still experience the entire play, musical-ish thing. So that's why it's mostly music, and that's why the story is all music.
I just thought it was a musical because it's Hamilton the musical.
Well, it's Hamilton the musical, but that's why it's mostly music and not dialogue.
Oh,
What?
well then, cool. I know Julia loves Hamilton.
oh yeah,
Meet Me Inside is the best song, and that's it.
you know what? Start playing the Hamilton playlist. Let's go. That's the next hour and a half.
Absolutely not. It's like 2 hours
No.
long.
Yeah, that's the point.
Bruh.
Yeah. By the way, answer the question: which chipmunk is getting the best deal on car insurance?
Guys, the best song is Your Obedient Servant.
No. The best song, and if you disagree with me, you're just wrong.
I disagree. I
is
disagree.
Nonstop.
Alright, that's
Okay,
second
I
best.
disagree. I can't disagree.
It's Obedient
second-
No, hey,
No,
it's
no,
Obedient Servant, Nonstop, Dear Theodosia.
which Dear Theodosia?
Well,
the
yes.
reprise or the
Which
original?
one?
The original.
Oh, you monster. No. Here's the list. Nonstop, Dear
Nope.
Theodosia the Reprise, Farmers Refuted.
No, I don't understand why people love Farmers Refuted. I'm not.
Because it's just such a good song.
No. Literally, Meet Me Inside, We Know, and Take a Break are the best songs.
Zach's about to
Okay.
vibe check
Wait,
you.
wait.
Zach is about to vibe check you.
Can I talk?
No.
Yeah, Meme Man. Desk, vibe check your desk.
No.
Why
Fuck
not?
check.
Julia, what are your thoughts?
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
You
But,
think you're gonna get a lot of hate for a lot of things. You're fine.
I really like Guns and Ships because it set records. It is the fastest song to ever be performed on Broadway.
I know a kid who raps to it at 2 times speed.
I can also rap to it as 2 times speed.
It's the
Oh,
only one I
God.
can't rap to.
Another one that I really, really like that I know a lot of people don't really, really like.
If it's a
Hurricane.
Skylar Sister song.
Oh my
I
god, I
love
hate the
that
Skylar
song.
Sisters.
I love
I
that song.
kind of like it too.
Oh my god.
Hurricane.
And Peggy.
And Peggy.
Hurricane is
It
really
would have
good
been.
because it's kind of like the calm before the storm, you know?
Well,
'Cause it's a really
technically,
mellowing song, and then you go right into the Reynolds pamphlet, like immediately, and
Okay,
it's kind of like
guys,
the world just turned
just
upside down.
I don't like Reynolds pamphlet.
I don't either.
Don't at me.
I mean, in my
Reynolds
opinion,
pamphlet.
the entire album is good. Like, the entire soundtrack of Hamilton is good.
Nah, there's some songs that are just bad.
And then the last one that I really like is the Stay Alive reprise. Oh, there's
Ooh,
so much emotion.
With the sun?
Yeah. There's so much emotion in the song. It's
Hey, my name is Philip. I am a poet.
I'm a poet.
A little bit nervous,
We're gonna
but I
get
can't
copyrighted
show it.
for this.
Yeah.
You see, no.
Edit out. Cut the VOD.
Dual Commandments pretty okay.
Kendall
And then
Commandments are good.
Yeah.
There's also
Yeah.
one that isn't on the actual soundtrack, but it's one of the unreleased songs, and it's called Congratulations. And it's really
Bro.
good.
Speaking
I
of
think
unreleased
Think-
songs, everyone listening to the podcast and anyone in the podcast right now, look up 10 Things, One Thing. It is the original final song, or not final, but the one where Hamilton dies. And that's originally what it was supposed to be. I could hear Bear Sky already typing it. It is what it was originally supposed to be. And it has the same Aaron Burr part where he's going through the 10 things, but it also has Hamilton's side where he's going through his own 10 things. And
do you know
there's
that
this-
huge Hamilton book that like every girl in middle school had? It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
120
brother
pages
has that.
long. I have it too. And I read it all the time because I think it's the most
What is
interesting
it?
thing in the world.
It's only the lyrics.
It's all the songs, all of their backstories, all of the original cast. It's super cool. But I read it all the time, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's really good. And
I know. I loved it.
another one is Cabinet Battle number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there was
what?
supposed to be a third Cabinet Battle.
What
And
would that
it
be
was
about?
the transatlantic slave trade. And you see now
God,
why they didn't put it in, but
I have no idea what the hell that is.
the slave trade?
Dude.
Why you got a 1,100 on your whatever SATs the first time?
You're right.
Bro, Meme Man doesn't know what the slave trade is.
Cut it out. That's
Cut
being
the
cut
VOD.
out. Just so
If
you
you
guys
cut that out,
that's
if
being
you
cut out,
cut
just so
that
you guys know.
anybody have a recording software right now? So then you can just record the rest. So if he messes up, then we have it recorded.
I love it how where we had asked what they want to talk about, someone just asked, "Can I be featured on the show?" And it doesn't say the name.
It was
Unless they
me.
did it.
Mm-mm. It
I'm
wasn't
also
me.
looking through a few more things.
Uh-oh. The killer bee.
Tinky.
Someone
I
asked,
was
"Who's
about
my
to say
robot
Stinky.
crush?" Let's get back into robotics
401
now.
robot.
My robot crush is definitely 148's 2008 robot, 2009 robot, whatever one was
2008.
2008.
Robotic crush is Zach. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
My robotics crush is Sophia Gustafson, and she's my one
I
and
thought it
only.
was RJ.
Yikes! All right, AJ wants to say something. AJ.
Honestly, though, Meme Man be looking like a snack.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
he is going back to being server muted.
I mean, he's
Are,
spitting facts, though.
is there anything you guys would like to talk about?
Woody Flowers.
Yes, I was gonna wrap that up. I was gonna end this with a little. I
Well,
can't
I mean,
really.
we've been going for like an hour and a half, so that would be a good time to wrap things up.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say. I mean,
It's
it's devastating to
devastating.
Very
hear.
devastating. It was.
Um, he was one of like the purest people in the world. Not gonna lie. He loved to do what he did, and I'm happy. I've never got to meet him, and I'm sad I never got to meet him. I know other people in the server. Maybe one of you guys have met him.
I met him.
I personally have not met him. I wish I could have, but like, it's just really sad. I talked about it a lot on the Instagram page. I posted 2 things about it, sent a paragraph in each. I posted a few things in the meme Discord. Zach, he posted he wanted to say something and he did. It's very sad. It's going to be a very rough time, especially come next year. But we just have to always remember him. And I don't really know, man.
Let's get a moment of silence.
Yeah, let's have a little moment of silence for Woody Flowers. Okay. I think that was a very I think this podcast was very good for our first time.
I would like to ask one more question.
Mhm.
Yes, first guy.
Which chipmunk is getting the best deal on
Oh
cards?
my god.
Okay.
Alvin was
We are going
aggressive.
to wrap up this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. People still listening. If you're still listening, thank you. Please give me some feedback. Contact me with whatever way. There's Instagram. There's YouTube comments. I probably won't really look at the comments. There's the meme Discord, which by the way you should join. I'll put the link in the description. It's FRC related. So if somehow you're listening to this and you have no idea what the hell we're talking about, God bless.
Me
I don't know
neither.
how the hell you got here. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm just here to be here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, AJ, Evan, Julia, Bear Sky, and Zach for joining me on the first podcast. Is there anything you guys would
It
like to
was
say?
an honor.
Yes, it was an honor.
It was fun being on here. I'll probably be never invited.
True
Okay.
statement.
No,
AJ, I think it's server muted, so fortunate.
Is he server muted?
What were we saying? Yeah.
I need sleep. Therefore, bye.
All right. Thank you guys all for listening to the first ever podcast, first After Dark podcast. I hope this actually gets off its feet and I'm able to do this every week. I would love to get feedback from you guys. See what you guys want us to talk about in a few weeks. If this actually does get off its feet, I'm more than happy to have more people on. Just not a lot. Just a variety of opinions and a variety of discussions. So please leave what you want us to talk about in the comments. I will be sure to read them. And yeah, this was the first ever First After Dark podcast. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully you join next time and whenever we have it next.